What's going on? It's Ryan Saplin here, Fat Loss Strength Coach, coming to you today with a video that's different than most. Trying something new, and I thought I'd start off with a topic that sort of happened to me this weekend. Had a special event that I went to. It was a marketing event for information marketing. It was with Bedros and Craig Ballantyne. If you're familiar with them, they're in the information marketing space, and I'm trying to learn how to build an online business. And there is a very popular Elliott Hulse video that is essentially something I used to play a lot. It was called Self-Doubt. And if you're familiar with this video, you know what I'm talking about. And I thought I'd start off this sort of video kick, or this way I'm making videos, in a way where I would talk about self-doubt. Because when I was at this event, I felt pretty doubtful about myself. I felt terrible during certain points. I almost felt like I was, I guess, manic. Had lots of ups and lots of downs. One moment I'm excited, another moment I'm just deflated. And it's amazing what the words or maybe the vibes people give you that sort of essentially lift you up really high, or they crush you. And I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. It's almost like if you get approval from one person, you're on cloud nine. But then if you just get like maybe a hint of maybe a little bit of dissatisfaction, it feels terrible. They don't mean anything negative. They're just trying to help you. But then they say something that you somehow blow up into something. Basically, you read into it too much. And that's basically, in a way, I'm very sensitive to this kind of thing. And that's sort of a fault of mine. But to continue on my story, during this point in the event, I felt terrible. Someone said something to me about what I was doing. It wasn't negative. It was just basically guidance. And for whatever reason, it knocked me down. And when this happens to me, I want to hide. I want to get out of the light. I want to go to my room in this case. And it was tough because I'm sort of having to deal with these feelings. And what happened was, when I was in my room, basically had 2 hours before I had to go to, I think it was cocktail hour or some other event. I can't remember what day it was specifically, but it felt like I just don't feel good, you know. You know what this feels like. You just don't feel good. You don't want to talk to anybody. Some of you who've been following me for a while know that I'm introverted, even though I'm making a YouTube video, right? But the problem is I'm in too much into my head. This is something I heard from Elliott Hulse a lot, and then I'm starting to understand and feel what this means. I'm thinking too much and not doing enough. So what I ended up doing, feeling sorry for myself to some certain degree, what I end up doing is I end up just recording or editing video, because I have a ton of video to edit. Like I have a kettlebell video that I'm going to post pretty soon, and I have a ton of video backlog. And I started editing video, preparing all my stuff to kind of launch more videos into the channel. And then all of a sudden, as I start to do stuff, I start to feel better. And I don't know what it is that happened, but it just somehow I got out of my shit. I got out of my head. I just started working. And that's essentially what I wrote down here. You know, you got to find a positive obsession. This is, you know, I got this from 10X. If you know Grant Cardone, he's got a really good book called the 10X Rule. And it's you got to find a positive obsession. Like, you know, before, if you follow my channel on YouTube, you know I'm very into the deadlift. And it's sort of that deadlift that sort of guided me into this direction. It was the obsession of getting good at this movement. And that's what drove me to get excited about lifting weights. And it got me into powerlifting. It got me into making YouTube videos. It got me into just basically it transformed me from the inside out. I'm talking about eliminating self-doubt, and basically eliminating self-doubt with action. And this is sort of later into this video that I'm making. But most of the time, you're just not going to be sure. You're not going to be sure of yourself. You're just not. I think that's something you have to somehow come to terms with and get comfortable with, because you're just not going to be sure about things. And when you're not sure about things, you somehow, if you can't get a guarantee that something is going to work, you basically would rather just not do it. And what I'm telling you is basically you have to find a way to get comfortable with it somehow. And now some things are a little bit more scary than others. Some things are a little bit more frightening, more pressure, lots of pressure. And you got to back off of those things, because I mean, if you can do the thing that you're afraid of, you just do it. But if you can't do it for whatever reason, you got to find something else that's maybe a lower level, and then be consistent. Because if you're consistent with it, it's not so hard. Like I'm talking in front of this camera to a lot of you thinking about starting a YouTube channel, thinking about, you know, who are watching my videos. It's kind of weird that I'm introverted, that I'm sort of have this social anxiety, but that I can talk in front of a camera. A lot of it has to do with the fact that I'm practicing. I've practiced this so much that I'm pretty good at looking. I'm getting better at looking into the camera. And the last thing I'll talk about is basically remembering when you were confident. this is essentially where I find a lot of confidence, because there are moments in your life, in your day, in your week, in your month where you have lots of confidence. It could be playing a video game, it could be being with your spouse, it could be being with a best friend, it could be doing a specific task at work. Basically, you are the shit. And that's essentially what you got to get used to. You got to be able to find that state. This is from a Tony Robbins video or audio program I heard. You got to find that state of mind that where you are unstoppable, where you can't fail, where this is your house. And that's all I got. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Click like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. And if you'd like to get emails from me that sort of have this tone, subscribe to the link in the description. Hope you enjoyed my video, and I'll see you guys later.